that happened, two key issues, the elections that took place and the resignation. What can you tell us about those two issues, the purported resignation of Alhaji Aminu Maigari and the newly, if I might use that word, the newly elected president? Can you talk about those two issues and clarify what has happened?
It's a very complex issue. The new president was elected, but the General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation has stormed out of the Congress before the election took place. So I don't know how they can do an election without the General Secretary of the Federation, who is supposed to be the Secretary of the Electoral Committee. That is one key issue. I don't know how they're going to be able to convince FIFA that election is valid and is free and fair, when people had already told us and given us a guideline that we should draw a roadmap for elections. So I don't know how they're going to convince FIFA that without the General Secretary, without the structured elections, no ballot paper, identification of delegates, that elections went on and we will satisfy FIFA. That is on one hand.
Okay.
The other hand, if you talk about the resignation of Alhaji Aminu Maigari, that is another very critical issue in this whole drama. Because somebody took up the question with the sports minister today and he didn't answer it. That resignation letter sent out by the minister, that the confirmed that he sent out, was doctored. There was a cancellation on that letter, and the word that was cancelled changed the completion of the entire letter. I'm still working on getting the original letter of resignation. Okay. And hopefully by the time we're able to get it across to you, we will put the original letter of resignation on one side and put the one that the minister sent out on the other side, and then be able to establish the truth of what has happened with Alhaji Aminu Maigari and the resignation that the minister is talking about. But as it is right now, there's a whole lot of confusion currently going on. Okay. It's a big drama that is currently going on, and I don't know how and when it will end. All
right. Well, thank you very much, Tony, for your time on the show. We hope that tomorrow you'll still be giving us more update on all of this. And, well, guys, I said it all. I'm not going to ask you for your opinion, but I'm going to start with you, Tunde. Look into your crystal ball. If you have any.
I'm not a soothsayer.
If you have any.
Neither am I a stargazer.
But really, I don't know. It's a mouthful, really. And we have to go on to other things, but I know you would want to say something.
All I can say is that the proverbial has hit the fan.
Okay, all right, let's move on, guys. We have.
Thank God you're not asking me.
We have a few minutes to go on the show, but we have to talk about other things happening elsewhere, things that will gladden your heart, things that will make you happy, not the kind of things we've been talking about in the last 20-25 minutes. All right, guys, let's talk about transfers. And this man, some would say,
sporting a particularly funky haircut.
Yeah, some would say, well, his career
at the geriatric age of 30,
going down. But Cosmos, Samuel Eto'o, signed for Everton, and he might be playing against his old club as early as Saturday. All things being equal. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it is a very good deal. Kind of is
good for Everton or good for Samuel Eto'o?
I think good for both of them. I think good for the both because Samuel Eto'o is a very experienced player, has won 3 Champions League, 4-time African Footballer of the Year, has played in the highest level. It's kind of a surprise for me though, because he was actually waiting for Liverpool. We were hearing Liverpool would not sign Balotelli. They had kept him on standby and all that, and before you know it, Everton came for him.
Let me quickly ask you
this. I do not particularly believe.
Because it's Liverpool.
No, I'm saying, why would I keep a 33-year-old striker in
he reportedly had a medical.
Cosmos.
Why would I keep a 33-year-old in abeyance when I had the chance to sign a 24-year-old who is a proven international and who still has the capacity to get better?
He reportedly had a medical.
Okay, Cosmos, let's allow it slide.
Reportedly.
Before we go on to someone much younger, and that's the guy in your picture, and that's Angel Di Maria, and finally, at Old Trafford. And
British transfer record, 56.9.
Do you think United are desperate? That's what a lot of people have said.
This is a mark of desperation, actually, if you ask me. I think this is a desperate move, a desperate signing for a club that is clearly desperate. I'm just, the fact that United are in decline is not hidden. The fact that they are in decline so quickly is actually the problem. And they have declined so badly that Angel Di Maria is not the answer to their problems. They need an overhaul. Let me tell you the truth of this problem. Manchester United has survived for the past 20 years on the sheer will and ability of one man,
Alex Ferguson.
And I use this analogy very, very, very regularly. When all the trailers and tankers you see on Nigerian roads, there is a driver and there is a motor boy. The driver knows exactly what is wrong with his truck. He can take it from here. He knows how to manage it. If he's going around the corner, he knows he doesn't go more than 20.
The car is not in good condition.
Yeah, exactly. He knows exactly what is wrong with it. And that is why that same fellow can take it from here to Kara Namoda and back. He will never have one single fault. But if he's not there, if he's another fellow, he probably wouldn't get to Lagos Toll Gate. And that is the problem in Manchester United. So Alex Ferguson did not have a capable and competent understudy over the last 5 years who understood the problems of Manchester United.
All his assistants were shipped out.
Exactly. And the truth is that team, the man performed miracles with that team. That team it is now very clear to all that it is a substandard team. David Moyes was not really the problem.
It needs a total
overhaul. Okay. And a £56 million signing will not solve that overnight.
All right, let's listen to the fans and see if they agree with Tunde Koiki and all the things that he has said. Let's listen to some of the fans, how they reacted to the purchase of Angel Di Maria.
I think that's overpriced, but he's a Latino-based player, so he's fast. I've seen him play for Real Madrid. Can't go wrong. I think we need a winger. Ashley Young, I don't think he cuts the mustard. And Nani, he's gone now, so I think we need someone as fast as Giggs used to be, someone that's going to make a difference, someone's going to create goals. I think he might be the right guy, but I think 60 million might be a bit too much.
Yeah, but I think we need to go for defence as well, really, now. We've lost Vidic, obviously, and Ever as well. He was a massive loss, both of those. So I don't necessarily, he wouldn't have been my choice.
I think it's a brilliant signing. Just what United need. The price, he doesn't pay the price, we don't. But it's certainly going to be a great addition to the squad.
Well, it's a lot of money. I think, how much did Liverpool just pay for Balotelli? Was it 17 million?
About 16 million, yeah.
16 million? Well, we could have got 4 Balotellis, couldn't we? Potentially. So, there's that to think of, I suppose. It's a lot to spend on one player. My own view is that they could have perhaps bought 2 or 3 players, perhaps not the same standard, but certainly of a very good standard. And that would have probably, may have helped more,
Well, everyone agrees he's a good player. But I think what a lot of people are concerned about is the fee. He's a good player, can play different positions, different formations, but the money. And like one of the fans said, you could get 4 Balotellis. I don't know.
It's indicative of something that Manchester United do not need one player.
Yeah,
they need an army of good players.
A lot of players. Okay, all right. Earlier we were talking about the UEFA Champions League, the playoffs, and one game was played earlier today, and we're going to allow you to see that game. It ended 3-0. Zenit St. Petersburg defeating Belgium's side, Standard Liège. We allow you to enjoy that game, and when we come back, we'll be looking at the results of the rest of the matches played today, and the teams that have progressed to the group stage of the UEFA Champions League.
I'm surprised Rondon didn't jump up and complain. Here is Rondon. Well, there is retribution. He thought he had a penalty 30 seconds ago, but he gets a goal from just a couple of yards out.
Win 4 or 5, we can really enjoy ourselves, and the second half is going to be a real contest.
Shallow. Back down. Clumsy. The referee buys half a second and then decides, draws breath. And Hulk, I think, fires Zenit through into the Champions League group stages. There's Hulk onto that mistake in the flash, rounding defenders. Oh, and it falls kindly to him, and he finishes it all off. Dreadful defending from Standard Liège, but individual brilliance from Hulk, his second of the game, and they're cruising through now.
I think that goal pretty much underlines the golfing class between the two sides. It is persistent work, strong work from Hulk. When you give the ball away that cheaply, give the ball straight to him, and then when he's sliding to make challenges, just clearly don't win it. You don't put it into the stands and do your job.
Well, that was a game played earlier today. Brazilian striker Hulk getting 2 of the goals.